One trend that every retailer should have on its radar is digital transformation. And this is a trend that's been happening for several years, but it's picking up. More automation, more digitization of retail is happening. So everybody really has to understand how it's disrupting their industry, their business, and really making sure they're at the forefront of where that technology is. I think leaders really need to make sure they got a robust digital transformation strategy.
Conversational commerce, and that basically means developing relationships with our clients. And conversational commerce is all about taking the learnings that we had in the old days, where you would live in a neighborhood and you would go out and you would buy your groceries, or you would buy your shoes, or you would get a haircut, and everyone would know you, right? And you would go into a place and they would greet you by name, and they already know what you want, and they already know what you want to do. So that's how shopping was in the old days, right? And it still is in certain places, but that's, to me, luxury, even if it's not a luxury product. And that's what I think that brands need to keep doing, and that's something that we're really focusing on. We have an entire team that it's not customer service, it's called customer happiness. And their main objective is to develop connections with our customers, and obviously forming these alliances with them, understanding what they like, what they don't like, getting to know them, and how can we do that at scale? That's the challenge. And we love hearing of stories where I was at a meeting the other day, and one of the team members of this customer happiness team told us, I was invited to a wedding by one of our clients. And I love that, right? It's about bringing more of a human aspect so that it's less transactional, so that we know who you are, we know what you're buying, and that's a trend that I think we have to look out for.
There's obviously a ton going on right now that's around global trade and kind of political shifts that are going to have a massive impact on retail. I mean, the thing about retail is it touches everything and everybody, and it became such a global industry, right? We heard a lot today about even brands that you think manufacture everything in the US. Well, it happened, packaging in glass comes from China, other things come from everywhere. So how that's going to work itself out is going to be really, I think, interesting to watch.
Yeah, I think there's a big trend, especially in our industry, and I think it's a trend that we're trying to set, and it's how fragrances can become a part of your life to improve your life, right? And we've seen this in many companies around the world that they're doing rituals, right? Just the brand Rituals itself, they've done an amazing job. But how can we mix rituals with luxury? And that's our biggest objective. So that's a trend we're pointing ourselves into, and I believe we're trendsetters in that aspect, because we don't want to leave luxury aside, where luxury is very important to us as a brand, but making sure that our products improve people's lives through scent is a huge value and a huge purpose we have in our brand.
There's so many trends, and a lot of brands, I think, fall into this hole of trends, trends instead of being leaders. I think one of the biggest thing is, and I know this isn't like a common thing, but operational luxury, and that the back-end experience needs to be the same as the front-end experience, meaning that you go into a store, you buy something, they're gonna ship it to your house. The client wants updates. The client wants to know when it's gonna come. And the same service that they're getting when something arrives to their house should be the same experience and the same service that they're getting in the store. So it's the way that the box arrives, the way it looks, the way it's packaged, the opening, the unboxing of the item needs to match the same aesthetic as it does in the store.
Quality and long-lasting products versus kind of fast fashion, cheaper products. I actually think there's a lot of evolution happening there. And to me, the biggest trend is around sales associates. I really think that, again, I've said that earlier, I'll say it again. I think in a lot of retail, there's an opportunity for a sales associate job to evolve pretty dramatically and become a very different kind of job. A real career that's much better paid and much more rewarding than it is in many cases today. I think retailers that will figure it out first will have a massive advantage. I'm not sure that'll happen in the next year, but it might.